year. Ringside at Wembley is Harry Carpenter.
And the first man to come to the ring is the challenger, Rob Douglas from Bow, in only his 14th professional fight. And he's clearly got a lot of support in this Wembley arena. Led to the ring by his manager and promoter tonight, Mickey Duff. Douglas, the challenger, who will be 25 years old tomorrow. And now the entrance of the British middleweight champion, Herol from Sheffield, getting a right rousing booing from the Douglas supporters here in London. Brendan Ingle, his trainer, leading him to the ring. Tonight having his 14th major title fight. As many title fights as Douglas has had professional fights. Our MC tonight is Bernard Sullivan.
The Middleweight Championship of Great Britain, presenting from Sheffield, the champion, Herol. And from London, the challenger, Rob Douglas. Was made at 11 stone 6 pounds, and at the weigh-in today, Graham scaled 11 stone 6 pounds, Douglas 11 stone 4.5 pounds. Your referee for this contest is Mr. Billy Rafferty, and your timekeeper, Mr. Jeffrey Williams.
Billy Rafferty, ex-fighter, diminutive referee compared with these two middleweights. So Graham returns to the ring. The man who failed in his world title bid, can he now successfully defend his British title?
Second down.
And this has all the makings of a fascinating contest. The champion, Graham, the southpaw in the white trunks. Taller, longer reach than Douglas, the man who's had just 13 pro fights, but of course he's won a lot, and he's won 11 of them inside the distance. But Graham, one of the cleverest boxers in Europe, and knowing, of course, Graham, that if he loses this, there's really no way back from the big time. But although Douglas is short on professional experience, he had loads of amateur contests, and he won 4 ABA titles. So he doesn't exactly lack experience, but he lacks it in the big professional league. But he's hurt Graham with a left, and Graham gets on his bicycle, smiles, which is usually a sign a man's been ruffled, and goes backwards. And if Douglas keeps getting to Graham like that, then he could upset the odds. That was a confident start by Rob Douglas with this extraordinary Mohican hairstyle. wonderful defensive boxer. And Douglas clearly has come out here under orders to get going fast and keep the pressure on. And that's just what he's doing. And Graham hugs him like a bear. And Douglas is managing to find Graham with right hands. But Graham, a little bit unsporting there, hitting Douglas when Douglas was trapped across the top of the ropes. And Graham now meeting Douglas with good punches to the head as he goes back. Tremendous start. And this is likely to be a tremendous battle. Graham turning on all the old tricks. And that was a great first round. And Graham had to move fast early on in that round because he was under a lot of pressure. And he certainly got caught early on by one or two good right hands. And one of them brought a rather sheepish smile to his face, as though he was saying to himself, well, I got caught and I know I really shouldn't have been. We can see all this again. There's the right hand. That was the one. That was a good punch early on. And he very nearly forced Graham back through the ropes and out onto the apron. So you couldn't ask for a much better start to a title fight in the first 3 minutes of this British Middleweight Championship. Graham still ranked the world number 3 by some authorities. Now 30 years old. He's 5 years older than his opponent. Again, tying his man up inside. Billy Rafferty might have a few problems here. There's too much of that. Look at this Graham with his arms right down around his thighs. This is typical Graham stuff. This is gym work. He does a lot of this in the gym. Taunts people to try to hit him. And he's doing just that with Douglas. Hit me if you can. Try and bamboozle Douglas out of this. The experienced champion, 30 years old, against the man still coming up in the professional ranks. Classic formula. Graham has already learned from the first round that he can't afford to stand still. Thrown down, not knocked down, thrown down. And Billy Rafferty has to tick Graham off. I think referee Rafferty is going to have quite a lot of work to do tonight. Moving like quicksilver, and Douglas at times doesn't know quite where to go to find him. Extraordinary footwork by Graham. You have to admire it. Slides in his own corner as he tries to chase the elusive champion. Douglas's legs all over the place trying to keep up with this. Graham gliding around this ring. Magical footwork. And Douglas time and again finds himself looking out over the ropes with his back to his opponent. Fascinating. That was a tremendously skillful round by Herol Graham. This is what he's best at. This is the sort of stuff he really didn't produce enough of against Mike McCallum in his unsuccessful challenge for the welterweight, for the world title only a few months ago at the Royal Albert Hall in May. He went the distance with Mike McCallum and it was very, very close. He was penalised a point for wrestling McCallum to the floor in the 8th round. Otherwise he might have got a draw. And he did the same thing in that round with Douglas. He wrestled him, threw him to the floor. But this is all part and parcel of his elusive tactics. A remarkable boxer. The challenger in his 14th pro fight, chasing and chasing the will o' the wisp from Sheffield. Amazing stuff, Graham. He ducks and dives, his feet move fast. He's like a ghost. And you wonder just how much of this Douglas will be able to put up with before he loses his temper. Now there's a row going on in Douglas's corner between the referee and Mickey Duff. Mickey Duff objecting to something that the referee was carrying out and objecting vehemently to it. He didn't like the way he handled Douglas inside. With them getting tangled up like this, Rafferty is going to have to go in and pull them apart. Douglas just has to get close. He can do nothing from long range. Graham very cleverly blocking Douglas's left arm on the blind side of the referee. This is absolute exhibition stuff from Graham. He's a master of this. Taunting Douglas. This is old-fashioned, skillful boxing from Graham. And it's a joy to see, although I don't suppose Douglas is enjoying it. Graham clowning now, inside, making faces. Graham has come here tonight to try out all his tricks on the challenger, to try and make him look silly. Is he picking up points, though, by pushing the gloves out like that? That is not the correct definition of a punch. And this corner, none too pleased with Mr. Rafferty from Scotland. Mickey Duff is complaining to one of the officials at the ringside over the top of the ropes about the referee's action. He handled Rafferty, he handled Douglas in a way that Mickey Duff didn't like. So anger and some consternation in that corner. And Douglas wondering perhaps what he has to do to get near this fleeting figure of a champion.
Second down, round number 4.
And the anger was not abated by the time the bell rang. In that corner, on we go. Douglas in the black trunks against Graham, the champion. Once again, he leaves Douglas looking out of the ring instead of in, by the sheer dazzling skill of his footwork. All this, of course, could change if Douglas could just get close enough to land a couple of good punches. He hits hard. And Douglas stumbles to the floor as he chases the man, completely tied up. And if this, if Billy Rafferty is not careful, this contest could get out of control here. See, it's a moot point whether those flicking rights and lefts of Graham are really scoring punches. They're not being driven in with any force. They're only being the glove's only being laid on the man. It's not being punched. That was more like a punch, the left hand. But it's all very interesting indeed. And it'll be surprising if Douglas doesn't lose his temper. Hasn't stopped chasing. He's determined to try and corner Graham if he can. And Graham is determined to torment him if he can. And he's beginning to get through to Douglas. He's beginning to hurt him. He's simply defying the challenge to lay a glove on him. And meanwhile, Douglas must be getting more and more raw-edged as he chases the almost impossibly fleeting figure of Graham. Rod Douglas, who's had 7 wins in the first round. You see, 13 fights with 13 wins. So many of them being quick that his professional experience is really very, very limited indeed. But as an amateur, he had a lot of experience, and he won 4 ABA titles, which is a far, far better amateur record than Herol Graham had. Although he too was an ABA champion. Mickey Duff has been objecting to the way Graham is pulling Douglas on, putting his arm around his neck and pulling him in, and he's been locking his arms at the sides as well.
Round 5.
And now Graham doing a bit of clowning again. And wrestling his man around. Every now and again, Graham does produce a good punch. admire the sheer dexterity of the man. Graham has a gymnasium trick of having his hands tied behind his back and then defies his sparring partners to hit him. And he's thrown Douglas heavily this time, just hurled him to the floor. Just what he did with McCallum. And Billy Rafferty is saying quite clear, I won't have any more of that. Round 5. Come into this ring tonight with a certain arrogance, a feeling, I think, that he really can't lose this. And he spins Douglas round with the left hand. That was extraordinary. He hit him with the left hand and it actually turned Douglas through 360 degrees. You have to give full marks to Rod Douglas. He is chasing and chasing and chasing. And he hasn't given up. And you never quite know what might happen. If he found one clean, clear shot at Graham's chin, it might change everything. Finds the man disappearing from him as the bell comes to end the 5th. So far, a futile chase, but you never know. And there was one really amazing moment there, a left hand from Graham. Just look at this. It spins Douglas on his axis. Look at that. He couldn't have known where he was going. And then when he came out of it, he realized he was facing Graham, and up came the gloves to defend himself. So, in many ways, it's an extraordinary championship, and this performance by Graham is the sort of thing that he's famous for, but which has been absent in some of his big fights recently. His 14th major championship fight, and he's won 12 of them. Only beaten twice, the world title and the fight against Sambu Kalambran. Prepared to stand toe-to-toe and punch it out, which is the sort of thing that got him into trouble with McCallum occasionally. And once again, how many times is that? Douglas has been turned around on the ropes and left facing the wrong way. And Graham is certainly incurring the displeasure of the referee here. And incurred the displeasure of manager Mickey Duff, the manager of Douglas as well. Quite incredible stuff from Graham. Look at the way he's just taunting the man. The legs like a ballet dancer. It's really magical stuff. Suddenly the smile is wiped off Graham's face. And Douglas trying to weave his way inside, but walking into punches all the time, but still sticking to it. It's amazing that Douglas hasn't lost heart. It's a really brave effort here because at times he's not known where he's going. And Graham looks heavenwards at the end of that round, as much as to say, somebody gave me skills and I'm using them tonight. Well, there was one very good Rod Douglas attack in that round where he got Graham near the ropes and hit him with that good left hand. That was a fine punch, and Graham very quickly came in. Look how his arm is now clasped around the waist of Douglas, staying close to try and keep out of trouble, further trouble. So a little bit of work on the face of Graham. It's nothing serious, but there's a mark obviously down the side of the face, but nothing that's going to worry him. Brendan Ingle giving him a lesson and a half. Second, what you tell Graham, he seems to know it all already. And the man from London, Rod Douglas, still coming forward, still intent on winning this title if he can, in only his 14th professional contest. Son of West Indian parents, born in Bow in East London, intelligent young man, trained as a draftsman, was a youth worker with the old GLC, once thought of joining the police, and then suddenly signed up with Mickey Duff instead. Three good punches from Graham. I notice he's cut out all the flicking out. He's beginning to really push the punches home with some force now. Douglas beginning to look a little open-mouthed. He's had to do so much chasing. He's had to move so fast to get anywhere near Graham. And when he does get near him, the man has done a 90-degree shift, and Rod is left facing the wrong way. Exactly the same part of the ring that he caught him in the last round. Good, a really good attack by Douglas. Round 7. And not even Graham's defensive skill could keep him away. was another mighty effort by Douglas. What a good challenger. With so little professional experience against the master of defence, he's putting up really a tremendous battle, and he's never ever stopped coming after his man throughout. And here's another example of how he managed to hurt Graham in that round. He just forced him back. And that's the sort of attack that not even Graham could evade. And Mickey Duff clearly exhorting him to keep it up. You must keep the pressure on. You've just got to keep going forward and getting at him.
Second round, round 8.
The man in white, Herol Graham, Bomber Graham, he's always known as, from Sheffield, 5 feet 11 inches tall, with almost mystical powers of boxing. You can only carry your hands that low if you've got very, very good footwork. Even at 30, which is getting on a bit for a boxer, Graham still has split-second reflexes. Douglas is quite remorseless in keeping up this attack. The way he's trained for this fight. We're in the 8th round, and the pace has never slackened. They've both moved around this ring like flyweights. One or the other, you feel, must slow down sometime. It always promised on paper to be a fascinating battle, and it's all that and more. Douglas's arms punching and getting nowhere, and now he's trapped in his own corner, and Graham turns the heat on. And the better punching now coming from Graham, and I think Douglas is beginning to wilt. I hope I'm not doing him an injustice, but he looks as though he might wilt. Graham takes a deep breath. The pair of them now beginning to feel it, the sheer pace and strain of it all. Finally getting at them, and they're both glad enough to break away at the end of the 8th round. And we still have 4 rounds to go. Well, there were moments in that round where I thought Douglas perhaps was beginning to show signs of tiredness. He got turned into his own corner here by Graham and was in some trouble. There you are, he was given a little push round, you see, to get him into the corner. And then Graham set up a really big attack here. And Douglas could only bob and weave and try and keep the punches from hitting his head, and finally fought his way out, but began to look more and more tired as he did so. But he's still there. Nothing but courage now to keep him going. He must keep going forward.
Second round, round 9.
just fractionally, the pace has slowed. I think these two men now have a great deal of respect for each other. Graham looks at Douglas occasionally as much to say, well, I don't know, I've handed down everything I know here, I've used every trick in the book, and you're still there and you're still coming at me. Must be getting a bit worrying for Graham. Despite the fact that Douglas has always come forward, it must surely be that Graham is ahead. And either a bandage or a lace has come loose from Douglas's glove. And Graham, I suspect, quite glad of a breather. Still have another 3 rounds to go after this. And this time Douglas is trapped in Graham's corner. And he's hurt and he's down for the first time. And the brave, brave challenge of Rod Douglas is almost over. And he winked at the referee while he was sitting there saying, I know where I am, I know what I've got to do. And he's going on, but maybe not for much longer, and he's down again, and he shakes his head, and he knows the challenge is over. He tried everything, and it got him nowhere. He's beaten the count, and he's been brought back into the fight again. But he knows, and we know, that it's over. And Douglas is led to his corner by the referee, and Herol Graham has turned on the most astonishing display of boxing tricks that you'll ever see. And he successfully defended his British middleweight title. And the fight ends in the 9th. Well, that was an extraordinary fight. And it's a great triumph for Graham, who was beaten in his last fight in May when he failed to win the WBA title against Mike McCallum. That was a big disappointment and setback for him. But he's come back here tonight and seen off the challenge of a younger man. And this is how it all really came to an end. He'd been down. This was the first time Douglas was down in this fight, trapped in Graham's own corner. And although he was hit with several punches, I think it's as much exhaustion as anything that sent him down. And this was the second time he went down. He already knew, I think, that defeat was only a few seconds along. And although he again very bravely beat the count, there was nowhere he could go. And moments later, the fight was stopped. And Graham was still the delighted champion. The winner! Congratulations, got the Lonsdale belt round your waist.
Yeah.
You look very happy and you've every reason to be so. That was a great performance.
Yes, it was. I thought I boxed well considering my last fight. I weren't on par. I was about at least 65% down. Now coming back to a hard fight with Rod Douglas, I thought I boxed rather well.
You see, you turned on all your old tricks now. You showed all the skills that we know you've got and you brought them out tonight.
Only a bit of them. There's more to show yet. Now I've got the confidence back within myself. I mean, for the pressures that I had around me for the past 2 months, I was supposed to be in court a week before my fight. It got adjourned. My manager was taking me to court, and now been adjourned till November. I had all that pressure on me. Now got to go to court again, but.
And yet you came into the ring. You see, I said in the commentary early on that you looked like a man who knew he couldn't be beaten. You looked full of confidence.
I was confident, yes, definitely, full of confidence. I mean, I had Brendan in my corner, one person talking, which that's all you need, really. He told me everything to do. I did it perfectly within reason. And I'd just like to thank Brendan, Johnny, Dennis and all the lads in my gym who helped me come through this, really.
Now, having said all that, you've got to pay tribute to the challenger because he was a brave boy and he kept looking for you, didn't he? And I think he hurt you a few times.
Definitely, he came there. He came to give me a fight, which he did. I mean, it took till that round to stop it, so I give him all the credit he deserves. And I hope in the not too near this picture, he comes out to be a British champion himself, which he's got the ability to do.
And what about the future for you?
The future for me, just resting a bit. Not like with Brendan beside me, but hopefully there might be a World Championship fight, maybe, or European, and I'd like to do what I set out to do, which would be a World Championship fight.
Okay. Well, I hope you get that, and I hope you do. Quick word with Brendan Ingle, because this was a really fantastic performance here tonight, all the skills.
Well, you know, Herol has got plenty of ability, and he trained for 4 months solid, without a break. Johnny Nelson, who got British Cruiserweight champion, and Slugger O'Toole up at Nottingham is watching him, helping him out with his sparring. And everybody in Sheffield that's helped us out, it's really appreciated. And Herol done the business tonight. Rod Douglas, game opponent, he will finish up a champion. And he gave Herol a hard, tough fight tonight. Credit to the lad. He never stopped trying. But Herol's a different class.
Okay.
Excellent.